Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and this time I'm talking about Hellraiser 8, Hellworld. Now, this is sort of the last of the Rick Bota trifecta of 6, Hellseeker, 7, Deader, and 8, Hellworld. I'll say one thing, Hellworld, Part 8 is better than Part 6 and Part 7. Maybe Part 5, I don't know. It'll definitely be better than Part 9. I guarantee you Part 9 will be the worst. I haven't seen it yet, but I guarantee it. But the problem with this film, once again, if I read from IMDb, the script, and by the way, these DVDs, 6, 7, 8, all have features, which is bullshit. Hellraiser 6, Hellseeker, has a commentary track. Hellraiser 7, Deader, has 2 commentary tracks. 2! Deader, the fucking Deader, has 2 commentary tracks, also, and has other features on it as well. The remake of The Blob can't get a fucking feature to save its life, but Hellraiser 7, Deader, gets 2 commentary tracks. And yes, Hellworld does get a commentary track with a bunch of people on it, like the effects guy, the writer, the director. What the fuck? And they have 15, 20-minute featurettes on it and stuff. Some have a bunch of 20 minutes of deleted scenes. What the fuck? I think it's Deader once again that has 20 minutes of deleted. This is like Pat Hellraiser Deader. Hellworld has a featurette and a commentary. But the Blob can't have that shit. Icon Peace can't have that shit. Fucking... Even Nightmare on Elm Street 4 doesn't have, or 3, or 2 doesn't have a commentary track. What the fuck? Don't get it, but I was going to say, the script was adapted from a treatment titled Dark Can't Breathe, which was unrelated to the Hellraiser series. Once again, it wasn't meant to be a Hellraiser film, they just thrust it in there. Shit, we don't have much time. Oh, here's a script. Just change some shit. Oh, it's Hellraiser. And you feel it. You feel it. Now, I will say the initial storyline would be actually interesting as a standalone movie, with some changes. Because the story is kind of like a better version of, well, not better, but basically in this film you have gamers, online gamers, who play this online game that's based on the Hellraiser franchise. Interesting idea, okay. And at the beginning, one of their friends has seemingly committed suicide because he got too fucked up with this game. And they feel kind of guilty for it, but at the same time, they didn't make him do it. They're not messed up by playing the game. But okay, kind of interesting. Because I know you have people out there who play games and stuff, and they get so involved that their health and stuff get really fucked up. Okay. And so they know all the rules, there's no way this should be happening. I didn't open the box, and just they have that. And they get invited to this secret Hellworld party, and the host is Lance Henriksen. And Lance Henriksen is pretty good in this film. And you have 5 characters. You have the lead girl, the lead guy who feels pretty responsible because he was the first to introduce him to this Hellworld game. So he kind of went away from his friends, but now he's there at the party. And then you have 3 others. You have another guy, you have a black guy, and you have a not really a goth girl, but a little bit. And one thing leads to another. Lance Henriksen invites them in, shows them a bunch of stuff. Shows them this surgical amphitheater that he calls it, where you have these weird looking babies in jars. And then you have a scene where the lead girl gets stabbed with a pin, and she sees Pinhead for a split second. And you see stuff like Lance Henriksen coffins, and Spoiler alert, folks. I'm spoiling it. I don't give a fuck. You find out. I mean, at the end, that's a big tell on what the twist is. That's the thing. These movies have to be mind games with twists now. 5, 6, 7 was trying to be a mindfuck movie as well. 8. I didn't know Hellraisers, why all of a sudden they're turning to mindfuck movies. I don't know why. They're gonna fuck with your mind. I don't know. Just, that's not what, I guess, when I got into Hellraiser, I got into 1, 2, and 3. That's not the kind of Hellraiser I grew up with, but, that's how it goes. But the whole party thing, like they're each handed cell phones to call anyone who's there. There's like these white masks, and they have like a number on there that you can call and talk to them. The lead girl actually, apparently, from the behind the scenes features that are on this fucking thing, Catherine Winnick, she's actually a martial artist. I guess she got a black belt when she was around 7 years old or something. But they don't really use much of it. They use a little bit, like a guy's hitting on her. She does a little wrist thing, but I'm like, that's nothing special. And for those wondering if there's a body count, there's not much of a body count. There's like a body count of like 3, technically 4, I guess. Where the, how do you put it? The goth chick girl sits in the chair, and this contraption comes out like right out of Saw. Literally out of a Saw movie. Just strapped, here's his device. And Lance Harrison comes up and says, well, this is safe if you don't have this part. Oh, but you don't have this part now, do you? And basically fucks up her neck by this machine. I'm like, is this a Saw movie now? Did Hellraiser just turn into the Saw movies? What the fuck? And like the lead girl sees the dead guy Adam and leads up to a room where she gets trapped in. Our lead guy, the guy who kind of felt guilty, he's handed this box by Lance Harrison, the Confederation box, but it's a fake. And he gets stabbed, and it's really bad CGI effect where pins come out through his thumb. And it looks like purple blood. Like, is this guy fucking clean on now? Why does he have purple blood? I'm guessing because of the lighting and the CGI, just it looked bad. But yeah, the lead girl's trapped in a room. The black guy loses an inhaler, has to go down to find it, finds it, and then Pinhead arrives just to cut his head off, like a slasher film. Just cuts the guy's head off. The other guy that's there, he's getting a blowjob. Finds a girl, goes downstairs with the girl, finds his friend, the black guy's head in the jar, and the Cenobite just hits something, and the guy just gets hooked by a big hook. Kind of like Brian Thompson and Cobra, but that was done better because it's fucking Sylvester Stallone. Stallone can beat the shit out of these fucking Cenobites. Pussies in this movie. Because there's a reason for that, though. I'll get to it. So then I'm telling the story, so you don't have to see the movie. That's why I go in depth. So you don't have to see the movie because, fuck it, I don't want to see it. Oh, that's what it's about. That's why I don't have to see it. Save you the trouble. You can watch 23 minutes, or you can watch a whole 80-minute movie. But then the girl finally escapes her room. I guess something about she had called help for the cops. Ultimately, she escapes. Pinhead kills a cop by pushing a knife right through his head and out of his mouth. She runs away. Then she's chased by two of her dead friends, and she calls the other guy, and they make phone calls. And the lead guy thinks there's a Cenobite behind him. The guy who has a little bit of guilt issue. Thinks he kills it, then thinks he killed the lead girl. Then he gets a phone call and finds out she's really still alive, so he knows something's fucking with her head. That guy finds out that, this isn't real. There's no way Pinhead and these guys should be alive because we didn't open any boxes. Which, I like that idea. And the lead girl finds out that Lance Henriksen is the father of Adam, the kid who was killed. So they make you out and you find the whole thing was that Lance Henriksen had drugged those 5 kids, buried them out in the back with like shit so they had air, left phones in each one of the fucking graves, and sent subliminal messages to make them believe in this shit. And so the goth chick with the saw device, she actually just gouged her fucking neck. And the black guy, he really died because he didn't have his inhaler. And the other guy, he died from fear. And then all of a sudden, those two get dug up by cops. It's like, well, wait a minute, who called you? Because they said that someone called them. She looks up, and I guess it's the ghost of Adam. I'm like, when the fuck was that approached? You saw like one little millisecond of she thinks she saw Adam, and she goes over there and locked in that room. I mean, they should have done more if that was the fucking case. So they made it. Then Lance Henriksen's sitting in a hotel room. Here's the box. The real box. I guess he got from his son. I guess his son died because he had opened it. I guess maybe that's why he killed himself so he wouldn't go with the Cenobites. And then there's Pinhead, the real Pinhead and the Cenobites. See, the reason they're acting like a slasher film is because I guess that's the subliminal message saying. And Lance Henriksen didn't know much about when he was, I guess, giving them subliminal messages, didn't know much about it. But this is how they really act. And 2 Cenobites cut Lance Henriksen in half. One cuts him here, one cuts him here. He falls apart. Not really the best effect. So Lance Henriksen is killed. The 2 survivors go off in the sunset. They see Lance Henriksen in the back for a split second for some fucking reason. They stop, but I guess then they're all okay. And then the movie ends. And I'm like, I mean, the ending just, I don't know. It didn't surprise me. I mean, when part 5 and 6, and even 7, they have these mindfuck games. You already know that now, okay, this is going to be a mindfuck movie as well. So you can already pretty much tell when they're showing images of people in coffins, and Lance dating in coffins, and a coffin lid going to the camera, okay, then something's going on. Because, we've seen a lot of movies. We've seen the previous movies that try to mindfuck us, like 5 and 6 and shit. It's just, I appreciate, I mean, the actors were not the worst, I'll be honest. The actors were okay. Lance Henriksen was good. The idea that these kids playing an online game, God, it makes me think of that one fucking movie. What the fuck was that movie called where they played the game and the game started killing them? I think it was like Frankie, that fucking guy from, I forgot what the fuck that movie was called now. Shit. I gotta look that up now. I know some. I already know it. Game over or game fucking sucks or suck my dick or Frankie Muniz sucks assholes. I gotta look it up. Just bud the shit out of me. I know he was in the fucking thing. Stay Alive. Stay Alive. That's what trying to remind me of Stay Alive. Kinda, yeah. I mean, playing an online game, and I mean, I like the fact that okay, you have online gamers. One of theirs is killed, and then they're kind of using like they know the game, so they're using that. And okay, you're using Hellraiser, but it just once again, it's a script that probably could. Well, if it's done on its own, I guess it's Stay Alive, which wasn't that good of a movie either. So maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't work. It's not even much of a Hellraiser movie. I mean, it's not even the real Pinhead till the very end. Because all they see is their imagination. And I don't know, it's just like, okay, trying to fuck with our heads, so really nothing that... Most of the film only took place in their head. And with their imagination. And It just seems like, wow, this is such a really big, hard, sounds like a porno movie, big and hard, very complicated measure of revenge for Lance Henriksen to do on these kids. That you have to be able to drug all 5 of them, get them out of the party without noticing, have enough time to dig them up, and do all the shit without anyone coming outside and like, oh shit, what are you guys doing? Because when they find them, like she looks and can see the house very clearly, so it's not like really far away. She has to dig all 5 graves, or at least get them there, get everything situated, put cell, just really seems like a very complicated measure of revenge, to do all that shit. And then the subliminal messages work. I guess the shit he gave him, subliminal messages work. I'm like, okay, what kind of shit is that? Is that pot? Is that PCP? What kind of shit is it that made some, subliminal message? Just, I don't know. Like, really? I mean, I don't. It fucking sucked. That's what it is. I mean, okay. Like I said, Lance Henriksen was good. The kids, the teenagers weren't horrible, weren't bad. But it really wasn't anything memorable about this film. You get 3 deaths, 4 counting Lance Henriksen. I'm not going to count the kid who killed himself. I just won't. But 3 deaths. 1 that's completely out of Saw. 1 that's Pinhead cut his head off. And 1 of the guy gets hooked. Which just remind me of fucking Cobra. And Stallone did better than Cobra. And no, it's not about the body count, but the Hellraiser 1 and 2, even 3, they felt like a Hellraiser movie. This doesn't feel like a Hellraiser movie. It felt like you really just feel just taking a script and just thrusting Hellraiser in it to make a buck. I mean, for the most part, you only see the true Pinhead and Hellraiser at the very end, killing Lance Henriksen. Like, if this was an original film where you had a little bit more action, your own creative juices, and work on, make it your own. Have the kids do more to get them out of the situation, or at least have a bigger body count. And the ending, the 2 kids just get found by the cops because there was a phone call made. If that's because of the ghost of their friend, let us know that's a possibility. Except 1 little brief scene where she thinks she sees Adam and follows him. Put that ghost of Adam, put him throughout the film so that we get an inkling, oh, okay, that's why. Otherwise, just sees Adam like, what? There's a ghost of Adam that's helping them? He didn't help his other friends, the other 3 motherfuckers? Where the hell was he? Taking a coffee break? That's what I mean, like, put a little bit more into that, or do more with that, instead of like, well, I just put it in last minute. That's what it felt like. This Ghost of Adam shit, just out of the blue, it seems, other than 1 scene where, oh, it's just like, what, really, huh? Ghost of Adam didn't do much for the other 3 motherfuckers who got killed. And just the whole thing, like, on one hand, it's like, okay, kind of an interesting idea, but it seems very complicated and bullshit that he's able to drug all 5 of them and get them all out there and dug and, subliminal messages and like, seems like a lot of work and time. I don't know. And plus he hosted the party, and it's definitely I don't know, just, it's not a Hellraiser movie. That's my problem. It's not a Hellraiser movie. It shouldn't be called Hellraiser. People say, well, wait a minute, you like Halloween 3. But Halloween 3, okay, it had a problem with the title, but the rest of the film didn't have his cake and eat it too. It didn't thrust Michael Myers in there and Dr. Loomis and shit and try to call it that. Here it's like, Well, we have our own story going on that has its problems of its own, like the ending, like the twist that you can kind of figure out on your own because they leave little. This is an aspect they leave too many clues, I think, beforehand. And it seems like a complicated plan, and like really, there are times where it did get kind of boring. The kids, I mean, the teenagers were okay, but it's nothing remarkable. Uh, it just maybe it's just the fact that Hellraiser 1 and 2, even 3, had a certain level to them, especially the first two. Like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, I got into them from the sequels. Maybe it's me, the flip side, where I got into Hellraiser from part 2 and part 1, and just go to this, hey, you know what? And they've continued. They did with 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 5 and 6, I almost guarantee those were not meant to be Hellraisers, and they found a script. And 6 and 8, it's proven. I mean, 7 and 8, they're proven that they had a script and they just put it on there. Here, I believe 5 and 6 probably had the same thing too. And part 9 is just because so they wouldn't lose the rights. So it's like Hellraiser, we're just doing this just to say fuck it, you know. At least Friday the 13th sequels were fun. This wasn't fun. It wasn't entertaining. It's not fun in the body count level, which is only 3, and they're kind of lame. Not even kind of, they're lame. Or they rip off fucking Saw. You have a plot that already a twist that I don't really give too much a fuck about. And here's Pinhead for 2 or 3 things. It's not even the real Pinhead, and at least Friday the 13th Part 5, at least he was fun. He had titties and a big body count, and it was entertaining. You know, this wasn't entertaining. It was boring. I mean, the idea of the online game and them knowing it, so it's like, no, you can't, something's wrong because I didn't even open the box yet. And that was kind of interesting, and Lance Henriksen was good, and the teenagers were not horrible. They were okay, but not enough to save the movie from, it's not a Hellraiser film. It should not be called a Hellraiser movie. It, you know, the ending, like, okay, do you really buy it 100%? I don't know. And why the fuck does Lance just pop out for a split second in the back of the two people's car just for no fucking reason? And anyway, Hellraiser Hellworld should go to hell. And Inferno and Hellseeker and Deader should go to hell. And this Hellraiser franchise to go to hell, hell, hell. Sorry, I tried to do my best Billy the Kid. You want to see Hellraiser movies? Stick with the first 3. Even 4, it's mediocre, but it's better than this shit. Because as bad as the problems 4 has, these don't even feel like Hellraiser movies. It's just I keep repeating that because it's my main problem with these films. They're not meant to be. At least Halloween 3 is like, okay, we fucked you with the title, but the rest of the film is our own. It's supposed to be our own. We're not putting Michael Myers and Loomis and Jamie Lee Curtis just to say, okay, now it is. But they did that with Ashley Lawrence in Part 6, and, you know, here's Pinhead, and he has nothing to do. That's the thing, Pinhead has nothing to do in these movies. Even in the first film, he's in it for 10 minutes, he has shit to do. He has more shit to do because those are actual Hellraiser movies. Like, you could tell just from the feeling of it. It's meant to be a Hellraiser movie. These are not. And they repeat this in 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 4 fucking times. Not once, not twice, 4. So, Hellraiser 8 Hellworld, I told you the whole plot. If you like the film, cool. But 5, 6, 7, 8 can all go to hell, hell, hell. So thanks for watching. Take care. And now I'm probably going to see the worst of the worst Hellraiser 9 Revelations. Yay! Ah! Shit, father! I see that motherfucker now. Does it come in the DVD October 18th? Unless someone gives me a fucking link, please. I'll see it online free because I don't want to pay for the shit. Fuck shit. Fuck these movies. Except part 1, 2, and 3. But later. Ciao. Fuck.